Hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to try this again. Today, my name's Stephanie. Welcome to Sense of Aesthetic, first of all. Today, I am going to do a little tutorial of a kind of fallish party look. Got my sound off. That's good. Yesterday, it seems like we're okay. 0% dropped frames. Yesterday, I tried to do my October Empties live on YouTube. It did not work out. If you were watching, you might have seen it did not work out at all. I was having 77% dropped frames. You could hear my voice, but like you couldn't see the picture really. It was starting and stopping. It was a mess. But today's a new day. It's Friday, so we're gonna try again. So these are going to be obviously green beauty products that I'm using to do this look. And what else can I say about it? Yeah, I'm kind of just going to have a little bit of a play. I'm going to say that now. I kind of came up with the idea for this look like, I don't know, yesterday. And it's not something that I've tried before. You can see my mirror. Just trying to position it right here. There we go. It's nothing that I've really tried before, so it's going to be a bit of an experiment for me. And we're just going to play with some of my golden shadows and see what happens. And I believe I'm going to do shadow first because I do have some loose pigments. So I'm going to start with this. This is the Emani Magic Sealer. It's kind of like an eyeshadow primer. You can find it on Amazon, but I think they discontinued it, unfortunately. So I think it's going to be a project pan for me. It's just a clear liquid. So it's kind of a shame that they discontinued it because clear liquids obviously are going to work for any skin tone, which is nice. We like that. And what else? You just kind of pop it on and let it dry. It's quite wet when you put it on. And Emani is kind of like a global brand. You can find them anywhere. I found mine at Rexall, but they were selling them off. I think it was for cheap. So I should have known that it was going to be discontinued. You gotta let it dry, let it dry, let it dry. Let me know if you have, in the comments, if you have any really good eyeshadow primers from green beauty brands and what you think of them. Alima Pure came out with one recently that's really, I want to say good, but I'm not sure. I haven't tried it yet, but I do want to try that one. And I believe Lily Lolo has one. So let me know if you tried that. Just finishing my coffee. So now that that's dried, I'm going to follow up with a liquid cream concealer. This one is from Zuzu Luxe. I like it a lot. You can probably tell from like the side there that it's almost gone, and I am scraping the sides because I don't want to give it up. It's so nice. The only thing about Zuzu Luxe products in terms of foundation and concealer is that it's a really, really, really limited shade range. Like it's basically like this would be the middle of the color range, and it's very, very light, if you can see that. So that's a little frustrating because the formulation is quite good in my honest, humble opinion. So what I do is I just, with my ring finger, blend that in, warps of my hand. If you want to be a bit more gentle, which I really should be, you can use like a micro mini from Beauty Blender or any kind of sponge. And even before I go on to do my other eyelid, I like to take a little eyeshadow brush and go straight in with my powder. This is just a mineral powder from L'Oreal, and you can see there's almost nothing left. I'm so excited to finish this off. And when I do, I think I've decided that I'm going to try the Antonym pressed powder. I do like a pressed powder. I'm not a big fan of a loose powder. And I've kind of been asking around. See, look at the difference. Like you can see my veins here, not so much there. Such a difference. I've been asking around kind of green beauty peeps on the internet which pressed powder they like, and I'm kind of into Antonym right now. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try their pressed powder. So we're just priming away, getting ready for the eyeshadow. So I'm going to do my eyes first. I've been doing that a lot lately, and I like it a lot. So while I'm doing this, what is the weather like near you? Here in Manitoba, there's snow on the ground. There's snow on the ground, it's dry, it's cold, it's winter. Last night, overnight, it was minus 12 degrees Celsius, which is, I want to say it's like under 30 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not entirely sure the exact number, but it's cold. I don't like it. And my cuticles are all like cracked, bleeding, it's a mess. And it's only November. It's going to get worse from here. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to kind of I want to do my lid color first, and I want to do a straight up shimmery, shiny gold. So I've got a bunch of different options here. Maybe you won't be surprised if you follow me at all, but I have a lot of Brija options. What's this one called? Apple Cider. That's a more muted gold. So that might come in handy kind of up in the upper crease. I also have the color Leo Finely One. Is it going to focus? Of course not. That would be helpful. And like the name suggests, it's more like an orangey Oscar gold. My favorite ever is the Erin's Faces. It's called Fairy Dust. I don't know. It's not going to translate on camera, but it's just so glitzy and amazing. Yeah, you can't really, you can kind of see. You can use it as a highlight almost, but I like to kind of put a lid color down and then put that on top to give it something extra. I also have the Elate Twinkle Loose Eye Color in Ethereal, which is kind of similar, but it actually is a little, it looks kind of the same amount of sparkle in the jar, but I find it spreads a bit more. It's very close, actually. Those two colors are very close together. So either or, whatever you like. It's easier to get Elate in Canada. It's easier to get Erin's Faces in the States, so that's up to you. I also have my Pacifica Solar Complete palette here, which I'm getting back into, and it's got like this gold. Okay, this is going to be my lid color, I think, because this is like shockingly gold. So I'm just going to take this Eco Tools brush, and yes, I am going to do my lid first. I'm doing a bit of a different technique. See, it's funny, I find with a lot of green beauty brands, when you pick up something like this, like a color that looks in the pan like it's going to be crazy, and then you place it down, it's actually not as crazy. Like that kind of looks more yellow than gold right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work at building it up. A little bit. And what else can we chat about? I feel like I had so much to say. So usually on Fridays on this live session with you, I usually do Green Beauty News, but I went into the Green Beauty News Facebook group and I actually did a poll because I noticed that I get tons and tons of replays, but not a lot of like live people joining in on the chat, which this one, like this tutorial right now, you're probably watching it in replay, which to me is just fine. It doesn't really bug me that much. But I feel like for Green Beauty News, I want it to be a lot more interactive. I want people to give me their opinions live on all of the products we're talking about, and so far that's not really happening, so I basically did the poll to see, like, am I doing it on the wrong day for people? Friday afternoon at like 2 CST and 3 EST in the afternoon? Like, is that a good time? And I don't think it is for people because a lot of people are still at work, at least over here on, well, I'm not on the East Coast anymore. I'm in the middle of the country, but you get the idea. Like, even if you're here in Manitoba, you're still at work because it's 2. If you're in Toronto, you're still at work. It's 3 in the afternoon. So, and then afterwards, like, I was wondering, should I do it later on a Friday? But most people, myself included, want to go off and have their fun with their friends because it's Friday. Friday, Friday. Let me just interrupt myself here. This is another Pacifica product. I have a lot of gold Pacifica products. This is much more muted than that, like, Oscar Gold in the Solar Complete palette. This is the Mystical Supernatural Eyes, something like that. They put the names of the colors and the names of the palette on, like, the outside packaging. So with both of these, I always never know what anything is called because I don't have that outside packaging anymore. This is obviously well loved. I've hit pan on 3 of the 4 colors. And this one right here, I think I'm going to use it as like a transition in the crease. That is what I'm going to do. That's a blending brush. I don't want that. I want a crease brush. I wash my brushes once a week, so some of them are still kind of dirty from like 2 days ago. This is a nice little brush from EcoTools that I'm going to use, and it's clean. So I'm just going to do that. So anyways, I did the poll, and it turns out that any other weekday, like after 5 p.m. EST, is what people have kind of agreed on in terms of what's best. That's not really dark enough, but I have an idea. It's very shimmery though. It's a nice finely milled shimmer. So we're gonna ditch that. And we're gonna go instead to this Jane Iredale palette. I want to show it to you, but it's like real shiny, so it's the Naturally Matte palette, and I think I'm gonna try this color to deepen it up. Or actually, I have a better idea because these are like not quite the right tones I want to go for. I told you I was going to play around. I also have these ones from Han, Skincare Cosmetics. These are really, really good eyeshadows, really high quality. This is the Chocolate Bronze, and it's exactly what the name suggests. It is chocolate, it is bronzy, it is gorgeous. So that's really going to help us deepen that crease. So, yeah, so the poll told me that everybody's a lot more open to watching this live stream once they're home from work and, you know, they're available and it's just a weekday night, they're not doing much, and they just want to pass the evening time. So, unfortunately, like, in terms of my life, I kind of do the same thing. You know, you just want to relax in your evening. So I don't usually do any kind of blog or vlog work in the evening. So I've kind of come to a compromise where I'm going to do it Wednesdays, 5 p.m. EST, 4 p.m. for me in the CST. Ooh, that's really pretty. I'm going to do it just a little higher. And hopefully, I think people are still getting off of work at that time, or like driving home or whatever. But with any luck, we'll have a few more people who are available than like randomly in the middle of the afternoon on Friday. Oh my goodness, this is Han Skincare Cosmetics. I'm telling you, they only have singles, and they have a very, very small shade range in terms of their eyeshadows. It's very like neutral eye basic, but oh my goodness, just the blendability is so gorgeous. And I think it's because it's got really unique ingredients. What does it have? It's got argan oil, in a powder. Yes, that's what I said. Shea butter, and then a bunch of like a quinoa extract, rose powder, vitamin E, vitamin C. Like, it's just gorgeous. It's exactly what they say. Skincare cosmetics. Beautiful. I love that. Vitamin E in your eyeshadow. Can you believe it? That's going to help you with anti-aging. I know I'm gushing, but I actually do. I only have 2. I got both of them in subscription boxes because I don't think they have a Canadian stockist. I think you can get them at Credo in the States, which obviously you can always buy from Credo if you live in Canada, but you are going to get dinged on conversion of the dollar, duties, taxes, shipping, etc. That's kind of just the way of the world. This is not even a blending brush, and it's like blending this so beautifully. Like, I can't get over it. I need every color, and they need to come out with palettes. And they need to come out with a Canadian stockist, because I just can't handle it. Oh, in love, you guys, in love. Okay, what's next? What do we want to do next? I think I'm going to lay down kind of like a highlight. This is slightly dirty, but it's got a light color, which is what I'm going to use, so that's fine. And again, I'm going to use that Han Skincare Cosmetics Cool Coconut, which is like a beige, I guess you could say, and you can see how much I love it. I've used it a lot. I have this, and then I have from Saint, I have the Angel Eyes, which is pretty much the same color. This is like slightly, ever so slightly warmer in tone, but not by much. Barely there. Love it. Excellent highlight. This could be a good face highlight too, especially if you wanted like a really, really subtle one. And I should mention, I always do under my eyes. I know it's like not the trend, but I have deep set eyes, and like you can see they already have this natural shadow, which I actually like to try and get rid of as I do my makeup face. Because I just find that putting that really light tone underneath, maybe it's not modern or whatever, but it really kind of brightens and lightens and kind of like de-ages me in the eye area. I got like a particle in my eyelashes. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so there's that. Now I'm going to go in with that Aaron's Faces Fairy Dust, which, by the way, you can use like a little hydrosol. I mentioned this the other day on my Instagram live. And you can spray your brushes when you're using a loose pigment like this. Just really lightly. This is from Clean Kiss Organics. It's a Toronto brand, or it's a Canadian brand. I don't want to say Toronto because I'm not quite sure whether or not it's Toronto. And that's just going to help pick up that pigment. Just tap off the excess. Look at how glowy that is. Oh my goodness, I love it. Definitely getting some fallout, so I'm glad I did these first. So you can see, now you can see it. Like, compared to that eye. Amazing. I'm addicted to this stuff. Golden party got us. Golden party got us. How can we make this even more gold? That is the question. Maybe I'll put some Leo Finally One on top. We'll see. That may or may not work out in my favor. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, I got a Sappho brush that's clean. And I'm just going to put that right in my crease. Oh, that's quite a different color. It's definitely like a mid-tone though. between the two. I don't know if it's adding much, though, to the look, to be honest. Golden party got us. I think we're good. What do you think? Maybe just a little more gold, and then we'll be done. Gotta brush off the fallout here. So, are you thinking about thingies already? And by thingies, I mean the holidays upcoming. I gotta kind of get on my way in terms of figuring out what I need to get in terms of presents. Because I don't know. This year we are going out east to visit my fiance's family. So that's exciting, but it means we kind of have to figure out how much baggage we can take. Not emotional baggage, but physical, in terms of presents, or if we want to ship them there, or what do we want to do? I don't know yet. It was a lot more organized last year, I feel like. Yellow? I wonder what that will do. I'm just trying to make it like crazy gold. Didn't do tons. Maybe. I just feel like it's my lid color in the camera. It's like really gold over here, but then I look and I'm like, it's just my lid color. What's going on? Apple cider. What happened? No, that's not gonna work. Apple cider is very like muted. I'm gonna go for Leo Finally Won again, this orangey gold, and I'm gonna put it on the lid and see what happens. I don't know, it's not much, eh? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop messing around because this Aaron's Faces fairy dust is the best. So that's what I'm gonna go for. And I think what I'm gonna do, because it looks so much like just my lid color on camera, I think the outer V needs some deepening. I think that's the key. So this double-sided brush is going to work from Eco Tools. It's got like, they call it a smudge brush, but I guess you could use it for a liner smudge brush, but I like to use those to like place color down. So I'm going to go into that Han again because it does have a shimmer, so it's not going to like negate the gold that we're going for. And I'm just going to lay it down in that outer V. Yeah. And then I'm going to take the other end of the brush to blend it into that gold. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. It blends so well, you guys. You don't even know. I really enjoy these live sessions. I don't know about you, but I feel like they're our little time to chat. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about now. Okay, so the disaster of October empties yesterday. That's what I wanted to chat about a little bit. Because it was a disaster. And it was kind of the last straw for me. Ooh, that's Fallout. In terms of doing empties videos. Because the truth about empties is that I personally really enjoy them. I really like them. They're some of my favorite ones to do. But they're not very popular. Like, people are not, they've never really responded to them, if you know what I mean. Compared to, like, the Get Ready With Me or tutorial, or, like, my new series. I have Beauty Beauty Battle Royale and Extreme Green Beauty and Curves Ahead, which kind of debuted during October, all three of those, and I am continuing them in the future. And they are more informative, I will say that. I'm gonna get a little darker with going back in to the Jane Iredale Naturally Matte palette. So yeah, so that was a thing, but I kept like fighting for them because I did like doing them for you guys, even though they weren't the most popular. I was being stubborn. So yesterday when all of that went down, I was like, ooh, powdery. I was kind of like, okay, this is a sign. I'm fed up and nobody wants to watch this anyway, so I'm not doing them anymore. So that's kind of what I decided. And tell me if you agree, because I'm curious to know. However, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, well, I don't have to entirely give up on them totally. Do I? So what I'm thinking is that for now, I'm not doing them for the rest of the year. I'm not doing the October ones. I'm not doing November ones. And I'm not doing December ones. Now we got more of a gradient going on. This is good. This is better. I'll have to redo my blade color a little bit, but I don't care. So that's where I'm at right now, but in 2018, I think I will start a few projects that are kind of related, but not really. So I think what I'm going to do is, as 2013 goes along, I'm going to kind of take a tally and keep an eye on things such as like green beauty, skincare, and makeup that works for me and that really, really didn't. And then I think at the end of the year, I'm going to do like a best of, worst of green beauty in 2018. Because I've wanted to do that for a long time, but I haven't really like paid that much attention to it, if you know what I mean. Like I kind of was doing my monthly empties, and then I'd kind of toss whatever I had into the bin when I was done those empties videos. Oh yeah, that's much better. So, I mean, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I have a big enough green beauty makeup collection. I'm going back in with the Erin's fairy powder, that crazy gold, because I really want to play up the gold quite a bit here. So I'm going to use it as the lid shade and as my highlight shade, now that I've kind of defined my eye look a bit better. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I have a big enough green beauty makeup collection now that I have quite a few products that I don't necessarily always reach for on the daily or at all, even for special occasions. So I think I'm going to do a rolling project 10 pan. Years ago, well, 2014 I think, or 2015, I did like a project toxic 10 pan where I had like it was like a project pan, but it was like 10 products that I still had hanging around that were toxic. So these are not going to be that. These are going to be straight up green beauty makeup products, but they're ones that I just don't use, and I kind of have to make the room for better stuff. So for instance, I was talking about pressed powder, and I'm kind of like figuring out which pressed powder I want to try next. And I have that for quite a few things in my collection, such as one of the ones I'm going to use today, the 100% pure Blackest Creamy Long Last Liner. You can see it's very small. I've used it quite a bit, but I'm ready to try something new, which I'm also going to try the Antonym on recommendation. Whoops, I got some gold powder everywhere. This was the yellow, the GM Minerals in Vintage. Legit vintage. And, yeah, so I have things like that where I'm like, I go through them and I finish them and then I try something else or I repurchase, such as the liquid liner from Zuzu Luxe. I'm on the second one. The Raven color, black. And just things of those sort. But then there's other things like eyeshadows and lip liners and lip glosses and lipsticks where it's like more of a collector's item to me. It's not perfunctory. You don't use it every single time you do your makeup. You just might pick, ooh, that almost got my eye. You might pick one color. This Golden Fallout is actually like, I'm like brushing it and it's kind of like going exactly where highlight should go. So it's kind of working out for me. Golden Goddess. Now this eye look, I know I keep interrupting myself. I just wanted to say this eye look is not crazy smoky or crazy out there. It's not gonna hit anyone in the face with your eyes. Once we put the liner and lashes on, it might be a bit better, but I am gonna do more of a knockout lip look. You will see. I have decided on my lip look. Until then, we're going to move on to the face, and I'm going to go into that Zuzu Luxe again, if I can scrape out enough. I took out the stopper in this ages ago, so, like, I'm really trying to get the rest of it out. Oh, gosh, it's almost gone. There's just, like, a teeny bit at the bottom that I just can't reach with the brush, which frustrates the heck out of me, because I don't know whether I can ever do that. Maybe if I put some squalene in it. I'm out of squalene. Great. Maybe another oil, facial oil, will help thin it out a bit because it's getting quite dry. That's the other thing. So where was I? Backtrack. Oh, Project Tin Pan. So yeah, I have a lot of those color cosmetics. Like, a while ago, I wanted to try out all those Burt's Bees lip crayons and lipsticks because they don't have lanolin in them. A lot of Burt's Bees lip products have lanolin in them, and I'm not really down with lanolin. When I was little, we thought that I was allergic to it. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm allergic to it or not, or whether it was just a fragrance in the products I was using when I was a kid. Because my sensitive skin dates back to when I was 7 or 6, something like that. And my mom bought me this little Easter gift of like lotion with a bunny on the bottle. And that's kind of where it started. I like to just use my fingers to blend this in because it made me break out in crazy rashes, but it was also like heavily perfumed, and it was the 80s, so who knows what was in that. So, but I, like, in terms of lanolin, even if I'm not allergic to it, I kind of avoid it anyway because it is like an animal byproduct that you don't really know how it was obtained. And also it's got the beeswax in it, which, like, I'm positive that Burt's Bees, because they're so big, I'm positive that they're not doing bee farming in any kind of ethical or proper way. If you know what I mean. I don't really have an objection to beeswax in general. It's more just like the way it's obtained. I'm positive that Burt's Bees is not doing it properly. Anyway, so I have a bunch of those I want to use up, and I have like a bunch of things that from brands that either they're discontinued or they're in like have been repackaged. So I don't necessarily use them in my tutorials and stuff because you can't necessarily get them. Like if you wanted to recreate the look that I'm doing, I've got gold all over my hand. You know. I'm moving on to foundation. This is not going to be new for you if you watch me at all. I mixed these two together. They're a very similar formula. They do not contain coconut oil ingredients or coconut oil. Zooey or Zoo Organic and Zuzu Luxe. And you can see this is too dark for me, this is too light for me. I'm mixing them together, they're perfect. I do have coming up, I think next week, I have my next Beauty Battle Royale coming up. It's going to be New Evolution, which comes in a very similar bottle to this, which is supposedly the best matte green beauty foundation. And I am going to be pitting that against a conventional one on request from somebody. So look for that. And depending on how it goes, I might be mixing that foundation into my routine. It's like words. What is the word? My beauty routine. So maybe you won't be seeing these as often anymore. We'll see. I don't have crazy oily skin. In fact, my skin is quite dry, so I do like these formulations because they are quite dewy as opposed to matte. But then I kind of matte it down with a pressed powder anyway, so maybe I will like the new one. Oval Brush, my fave, for blending in the foundation. So we'll see. I don't know. I also don't like that these two in particular are a little bit more difficult to obtain. Not so much the Zuzu Luxe, but again, the Zuzu Luxe has a really limited shade range, so there's that. What do you think of my Friday hair, by the way? I just couldn't be bothered today. I'm sorry, guys. I let you down. I just wanted to chill out and relax. Anyways, what was I on about? Yeah, so Zoo Luxe has a crazy limited shade range. It's pretty much just for white people. Sorry to say it that way, but it's true. So they need to deal with that, in my opinion. Actually, I think the foundation's a little better. I think it does have one deep tone, but that's ridiculous. It's got like 6 or 7, and it does not have cool undertone anything, which I have bitched about before. And this one, so Zuzu Luxe is a little bit easier. You can get it at Whole Foods, etc. Zooey Organics, in terms of North America, it's from Australia. They don't have a lot of stockists yet. I got mine from Terra 20 in Ottawa, which was amazing. And if you're in Canada, anywhere, Terra 20 does ship nationwide. Got to get those ears. So you can get it that way. So if you're looking for like a nice dewy foundation that has kind of a medium buildable to full coverage, I would say do that. It's awesome. In the States, I'm not sure where you get it. Like, I've been online and kind of tried to check for their stockists, and it seems like what they have is really smaller, like salons and spas, etc. So it is a little hard to get your hands on, unfortunately. And it's quite expensive. Both of them are, in Canada, they're right around the $50 mark. Ridiculous. The New Evolution that I'm going to try, I think it's even more pricey. Ugh. Why? Powder time. Again, I'm just going to use this to use it up. Other than this, I have a loose silica powder, which is just, I want to use it up because it's ridiculous. I don't like it at all. I feel like you powder it on like I'm doing now, and it like takes off your foundation and concealer, whereas this one does not. This is a discontinued product too. It's like one of the only non-toxic L'Oreal products. But they discontinued it, and now they have like, they still have one, but it's got a bunch of additives that are not good for you. Also, animal cruelty, not gonna ever buy from them again if I can possibly avoid it. But this was bought for a series I did a long time ago that was Better Beauty at the Drugstore, and I was basically examining every single drugstore brand to see if they had anything non-toxic. And this was like one of the only L'Oreal products that they had. So there's that. Powder everywhere. So dry, and I forgot water. Usually I like to have water for these so I don't hack all over you. Okay, powder is done. Now I will do contour. And I did say in the Instagram live the other day that this Solar Complete Pacifica palette, I'm really liking this in terms of a contour. It's not my perfect color, but I was using a Physicians Formula bronzer before as a contour, and this is a little bit cooler. I really need like a super cool tone though. You'll hear me say that a lot. Can you relate? Probably not. Can you? I don't know. I'm being arrogant, but I don't mean to. Like, I have heard that most of the world's population have warm undertones. I'm just not. I have cool undertones. That's basically all I do. Maybe I should do a little bit of temples since I got a 5 head. Have you heard that expression before? You gotta let me know in the comments. Do you have a 5 head? What's a 5 head? 4 fingers? That's a 4 head. I can fit a 5th finger. I have a 5 head. I like having a big forehead though, personally. It's got a big brain. Actually, that part of your brain is it personality or is it decision making? One of the two. So I either have a big personality or I'm good at decision making. Is that what it is? Is that what it means? That's not how it works. Okay, I think I'm actually done with this palette now. And actually, I'm going to use that. I really like this. It's the foundation blurring brush from e.l.f. I like it for blending blush. It's amazing. But I'm actually not, like, usually I use it for this, but I'm actually not going to. I'm actually going to use another oval brush because this one does have some blush remnants on it right now. These are pretty good too, actually. I haven't used them in a while, I forgot. They're really good for blending. Blend, blend, blend. Like, watch this. Oh, harsh line's gone. I barely put any bronzer up here. It's fine. I barely need to blend. There's like certain things that I should take more of a risk with in terms of makeup that I'm just a little bit afraid of. Like using too much bronzer slash contour colors, as well as using too much blush. See, my throat's getting dry now. Because I don't want to look like a clown, basically. Okay, Golden Goddess time means that I'm going to try this. I haven't used it that much. It's from Pure Nata. It's called Fresh Mandarin Blush. It's not exactly like my perfect color blush, but in case I get really wigged out, I also brought out the Peaching to the Choir blush from Saint. They're quite different, but this one I know works, so I might blend them kind of together if I'm really wigged out. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Actually, that's not bad at all. It's not really pulling orange on me at all. It looks more peachy. and like fresh and nectarine-y. I like it. I like it a lot, guys. I thought it would go good with the whole gold aspect. Let me know if you are afraid of blush at all. I find that for the price, Pure Nana products blend surprisingly well. They're such a good price. And I did live in Manitoba before when I first got into green beauty around like 2014-ish. And a little bit before that, 2013, 14, that area in there. Oh, it's so pretty. I never use this blush. Why do I never use this blush? I remember I bought it to like be adventurous with my blush colors because I always go for like a dusty rose plum or like that peach color. So I was like, I'm gonna go for straight up orange. And I really need to use this more. It's like, oh, I look so fresh and peachy. This is gonna be amazing for springtime and summertime. So yeah, I did live here before and then we moved back to Ontario and now we're back here. And they are from Manitoba, which is probably how I discovered them first. Ooh, should I do a blush topper? Like that Leo Fonde one is almost the same tone as the blush I just did. I want to see, guys. I want to see. So excited. This is another elf brush, small stipple brush. I find it really good for this kind of thing. This is like really wigging me out because you look at it and it's orange and then it goes to my skin and it almost looks pink. That was way too much. Oh my gosh. How did that even happen? Oh, now I look orange. Okay, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it somehow. That was so funny. Oh my gosh, guys. Yep, that's an orange, all right. Okay, it's blending out nicely. It definitely has some pink in there, though, which is really interesting to me. Okay, it doesn't look terrible. So we're going to move this along. And we're going to put some gold highlight over that. Oh, my Fitbit is yelling at me because I've been sitting for 50 minutes. It's like, what are you doing? Get up off of your butt and get some exercise. So I'm just trying to clean up. Oh my. This is what happens with loose powders. Alright, so I'm going to take the Twinkle powder from Late in Ethereal, and that is going to be my highlight. My goodness, guys. This is the magic of live. Okay. We're going to try this again with the loose powder and hope I don't make a total mess. I think what happened was, like, I forgot to tap it off, and I think I just, like, dipped it in way too hard. And forgot to tap off the excess. Ooh, that's pretty as a highlight. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. Oh my goodness! Ooh, I like it! It's the first time I've used this as like a highlight. I like it. It's bringing the look together, guys. It's bringing it together. There's like gold dust in the air now. Ooh! This is the, and then I'm just going to do it down my nose a little bit. I don't do the tip of my nose because, like, why would I do that? I don't want to enter the room nose first. It's just not for me. A little on my cupid's bow on my chin. I'm going to blend this out a bit because it is pulling quite strongly. golden goddess. Ah, there's just powder everywhere. Oh, look at that. I'm glowing. I'm glowing. So I think what I've decided just now is that Elate, the twinkle powder, is much better as a highlight, and the Aaron's Faces Fairy Dust is much better as like a lid highlight or lid shade. Oh my gosh. It's like kind of subtle on camera. It's really punching you in the face in real life. There's always a difference between makeup on camera and makeup in real life. Just so you know, you probably already knew that. All right, we're moving along. I'm going to do liner, lashes, and then brows, and then lips, and then I think we're done. So I am going to just do like my regular, this is what I even wear to parties most of the time, like 90% of the time. I usually do a pencil liner really kind of casual so that you can see the eye look and you can see my eyes. I don't like to overline my eyes. I don't even line my bottom lashes because I really just want my eyes to come through, and especially since I have blue eyes with a gold, I feel like it brings out my eyes, but then if you line your eyes, I feel like it makes your eyes quite small. That's just personal preference. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I am not going to do lashes today. I did lashes yesterday on the Instagram live rather, and I'm really into a half set of lashes, but I don't know. I just need a break from them. I feel like I've been wearing them a lot lately. And I feel like, again, if you want that gold to come through, I feel like you don't necessarily need lashes, but I am going to do mascara on the bottom and top, and we will see how we go. Can you see me? I'm just going to watch myself. It's a little delayed. Yeah, I'm still in frame. Okay, that's good. Silence. And I do find that this is pretty long-lasting liner, as the name suggests, and it's fairly easy to apply. It's not waterproof, but I've never ever had an issue with smudging of this product. What's that? Her noise. Sometimes you can get a little transfer to your lower waterline or like lower lash line with this if you're not careful and before it dries down a little bit. I'm not the best at liner, but I do know what flatters my eye best. I used to like to do a cat eye. I feel like I'm more into like the kitten flick. So, should we do that? Should we do that? No, I think I'm gonna leave it like this. I like it. On to the other side, people. And the one that I'm going to buy next, the Antonym, is supposedly, it is called a waterproof one. So I'm really excited to put that to the test. I don't think it's like conventional beauty waterproof. I think it's more like Green Beauty waterproof, where it's more like water resistant. I don't think you could like dunk your head in water or like go into a maybe a rainstorm. We'll see. Maybe we should test it out. Maybe that should be one of my beauty battle royales. What do you think? That would be fun. Dunk my head in water. So cute, but this is my weaker eye. It's actually quite flattering to do this kind of thing. Maybe I should do that on the other eye. Am I going to screw it up? Where it's like thicker in the middle and like thinner on both sides. To my particular eye shape. Makes them a little more round, I guess. I love playing with makeup. I love trying new techniques and new things. They don't always work out, but when they do, it's phenomenal. There we go. That's pretty. Can you see? It's like better on this side actually, where it kind of goes up and then down. I have a real hard time keeping my eyes open while I do my eyeliner. Oh, it looks so good actually. I'm really happy with it. Okay, mascara. I have the 100% pure Maracuja oil mascara. This might go in my 10 pan in 2018 because it's like middle of the line mascara. Like it gets the job done, I guess, but it's not the best thing in the world. It's a nice wet formulation, which I do enjoy. Silence. It's not waterproof or anything like that. I actually have another idea for Beauty Battle Royale. So many ideas. I'm like the idea lady, guys. One really well-loved mascara is Pure Nata, and it's affordable, and I've never actually, I think it's like 14 bucks or something, which is similar in price to like the organic wear from Physicians Formula, and I've never actually tried it because it does have phenoxyethanol in it, which is not my favorite ingredient in the world. But in terms of like transitioning from conventional to green beauty, it's like a good mascara because people just love it. They say the performance is really, really great and like it's actually lengthening and volumizing and separating, etc. Which this is looking nice, but again, I feel like it gets the job done, but it's nothing spectacular, especially for the price. Like pure, 100% pure is expensive. So I think that the Pure Nata one might be a great candidate to pit against like a best loved drugstore mascara. I know the L'Oreal Lash Paradise is really popular right now, but then there's like Maybelline Great Lash is like a really well-loved classic. I'll do some research because I'm not really, other than those two, I don't know what people like at the drugstore. Or I could even pit it against like the Physicians Formula organic wear ones. But no, those aren't conventional because they are clean and green. But I could pit the organic wear against something else. Like I could pick two different mascaras that are super popular at the drugstore. We are going to see. I already have the rest of 2017 lined up for those ones. Oh, it looks so pretty. I'm liking this look a lot, you guys. Now I'm going to have to be silent for a second because bottom lashes take all my concentration. Wish there was a Green Beauty mascara that was like specifically for bottom lashes, where it's got like a tiny little brush. Words! Friday morning is not good for words. Is it morning? It's afternoon. So pretty. I love it when a look comes together. I'm actually really liking this look, and this might be like close to what I want to wear to my wedding in July. Like, it's just fresh-faced gorgeousness. It's like me, but better. I love it. The lips, however, are going to be a bit different because they are going to be a bit more like vampy, I guess you could say. So I am going to wear this. Oh, I forgot! I can't really do this anymore. I was going to use this. This is another of the 100% Pure Creamy Long Last Liners in Bright Eyes. It's a white, and I was going to do my waterline. Maybe I'll wait until the mascara is dry and I'll do it. But enough about that. And my brows. Forgot my brows. Okay. Hold on. We're not doing lips yet. We're doing Eco Brow pomade in Penelope. It's got golden powder all over it. And this is kind of my everyday. You can do a little, you can do a lot. Whatever you need. It's really malleable. A lot of people have given up on Eco Brow because I guess it has some kind of questionable ingredients, or maybe not even questionable. Like, a few of them are questionable, but it's more the people who are like purists in terms of natural. Like, it does have some artificial but safe, and perhaps some artificial but not so safe ingredients. I don't know. So a lot of people who are into green beauty have kind of abandoned this brand and have moved over to the pomade from Plume, which is fairly new. But personally, I'm just chilling with the Eco Brow because this is the first time I've owned it. How long ago did I get this? It was a while ago, and like, it looks like I've barely touched the surface. I kind of rotate between this, and then I have a twist-up pencil from Zooey, or Zoo, however you pronounce it. Z-U-I-I, which is nice, but it only comes in 2 colors. And that's the other thing about the new Plume pomade, is that from what I've seen online, fairly new, not like crazy new, it's like a few months old, it has a narrower shade range, whereas like Penelope is perfect for me because it is cool tone, and like, I guess that's not a medium brown, is it? It's like a dark brown, but it's cool toned, because I have kind of weird colored eyebrows for the rest of my coloring. I guess technically they're like some of the browns in my hair, but they're like darker than you would expect. You know what I mean? But very cool toned. Ashy. Is that the word? Ashy. Okay, let's see if we can deal with this quickly. Ideally, you want to do this like really gently, like with a sponge or whatever. I didn't bring sponges with me right now. I'm just going to use my finger. I feel like that's a nice little good trick for a look like this, where it's not too smoky. It's much more bright, so it's going to brighten that eye even more. And I didn't go with a heavy hand. You can, but then you kind of get that really, really intense white that's kind of obvious, which I noticed on someone the other day. And it's a funny, funny story. So I like to watch, we only have Netflix, we don't have cable here. And I like to watch on Netflix Jane the Virgin, which is one of the Netflix shows where they like release it an episode at a time, kind of at the same time that it's on TV, I think, or maybe like a week after or whatever. So I have been watching it, and if you are familiar with the show, the character Petra, she's very blonde, etc. So the other day I was watching it, and I could see her like white lines, and they were like, bong! Like in her water lines. It's all I could see. I swear. How dare she? Okay, lips. Yay, finally. So for lips, I have got the Pura Nata lipstick in Ruby, which is a crazy, crazy unique color. I really like it. I haven't used it in a while, but when I was putting this look together, I just had to use this. So it's almost like a berry, but then it's not, because it has this like gold reflex in it. Again with the gold. It's going to be hard to see, but it's just, it reminds me of like cinnamon. It's just like such a great fall color. Let me see if I can get that off of my hand. It does have staying power, so I think that's all I'm going to get. So I don't have a lip liner that matches it because it is such a unique color. So I'm going to use this teensy little detailed lip liner brush from EcoTools. I'm using the right brush for the right thing. Can you believe it? And again, Pura Nata, this is called Ruby. You're not going to really find this color in any other line, to be honest. And I just love it. It's like, it's so unusual because it's like a berry with warm tones. It's just like so great. It reminds me of those like sparkly Christmas wreaths that have like holly in them. Or like, I don't know, like a mulled wine or like a cider. Just makes me think of all these things. I don't know why. Just gorgeous. It's been summer and stuff, so I think that's why I haven't really used it for a long time. I did use it last fall and winter. This is kind of a trick that I do. You can do with any lipstick, really, if you don't have like a corresponding lip liner, is just take a little brush like this and use the product itself. I don't know much about makeup, but what I do know, I kind of made up on my own. I had someone tell me once who had like red hair that she didn't think she could pull this off. I don't know if I agree with that. I actually think it's perfect. I don't know. Maybe it's some like weird old-fashioned makeup advice that someone had in like a magazine or something for redheads. I'm more of a break the rules kind of gal. Oh, that was my stomach. Could you hear that? Hopefully not. That's so pretty. What do we think? Oh, I like that color a lot. I gotta wear it more often. It's amazing. Okay, so I guess that's the look, you guys. What do you think? There's a lot of like surprisingly warm tones in there for someone with my skin tone. But yeah, golden goddessy, golden goddess, golden party goddess. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, and I will, after the live stream, it kind of like takes a little while to process, etc. And then it does post on my channel, and when it does post, I'll put all of the links to all of the products I used. Did I use any discontinued ones? I don't think so. But yeah, I'll do my best to do that. And, oh, actually, I forgot. I have this little sample from Elate, and it's their Radiate Gloss, and it's actually like a pinky gold, so I think I'm going to put just the tiniest bit on top of this look. I have another lip pencil here. It's a bit thicker than that detailed one. And I think this is just going to be the icing on the cake. Haha, yeah. And that's really just going to give some dimension and a little bit more fullness to the lips. Ooh, now it's super gold. I got some on my teeth. That's always attractive. So that's even better. When this sample is gone, I totally need to buy that gloss because I love it. Look how gorgeous that is. Okay, even better. So that's a look. Thank you for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Check out all the links below, and I will see you next week when I will actually have my beauty battle royale. Yay! Okay, bye!